This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
The Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada now brings you FilipiNARS, news and features about the Filipino-American nursing community and beyond. And now, here's your host, Doris Bauer.
Good evening, FilipiNARS listeners and followers. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We hope you are all well and safe and keeping safe in this pandemic. As you know, FilipiNARS is brought to you by the Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada, or the PNANV, in collaboration with PHLV Radio. Well, tonight we are going to talk about Vietnam War veterans. The Vietnam War was a conflict of the communist government of North Vietnam and its allies versus the government of South Vietnam and the United States, which was its principal ally. The war lasted from 1954 to 1975, with the United States entering the war in 1965. The United States withdrew from the Vietnam War on March 29th of 1973, and it officially ended on April 30 of 1975. A total of 9,087,000 military personnel served actively during the Vietnam era, and 2,709,000 Americans serving in Vietnam. I believe they call that in-country. And I just really want to add that 7,484 women served in Vietnam, and 83% of those women were nurses. There were many U.S. casualties of the war, about 58,000 of them, but many also made it back home to become Vietnam War veterans. So how are these Vietnam veterans doing these days? Where are they? What are the challenges? So today we have two guests who are here to talk about this issue. Please welcome Mr. Carl Bartlett and Courtney Kaplan.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Hello.
Okay, I'm gonna have you introduce yourself. I know that Carl, you are a Vietnam veteran, and you are the president of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 17 here in Las Vegas, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Carl Butler. I was in Vietnam between 67 and 68. I was in Vietnam. I was with the 1st Infantry Division, and was there for 2 years, well, about a year.
About a year.
Yeah, and I came home in August.
Okay.
And then after that, it's another story.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll stick with the topic, right?
Yeah.
No, but thank you for coming in today,
Oh,
Carl.
thank you.
Yes, yes. And of course, Miss Courtney Kaplan is no stranger to this radio station. She is the Director of Business Development of Covenant Hospice and here in Las Vegas. Welcome,
Absolutely.
Courtney.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
So what do you
So
have
honored.
to, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk about
We'll have
that.
that later. Right.
Okay. So let's start with some of the questions we're going to ask you. I know I rattled off some statistics a little while ago, but do you have some statistics of the Vietnam veterans here, maybe in Nevada?
Well, you know, I looked up in Nevada, there's 76,000 Vietnam vets here, and we're trying to reach every one of them. But there's it's a hard thing because you're dealing with a lot of guys that don't want to be bothered. They, and they have their PTSD, and it's a hard thing. We have, like in Chapter 17, we have probably one of the largest chapters in the state, and we have 230 members, but we only can get to our meetings about 20.
Oh yeah, that's
the challenge. That's the challenge with us of getting out there and trying to get these people, these veterans back in.
okay.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, that's a challenge for here in Nevada. So how many chapters do you have here?
We have our chapter, and then in Henderson, our sister chapter is 1076.
1076. Okay. So 76,000 Vietnam veterans here in Nevada. That's for the whole state. I believe the highest count right now is in California, which close to still 596,000. So anyways, so what is the average age of a Vietnam veteran right now?
I think the average age is about 70.
70?
Yeah, I think the average age is about 70 years old.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my husband is around that.
Yeah.
Because he served in Vietnam too.
Yeah.
I was reading a while ago, they said maybe the youngest one alive is about 60, but I'm not sure, of the timeline of that one.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. So, right after, we all know that the Vietnam War was very political. Right after the Vietnam War, those that came home were not treated very well due to the controversies of the war. Can you talk about that? And do you see a difference between how they were treated then and how they're treated now?
Yeah, when I came home, like I said, they dropped me in the back way, so I didn't really get involved with the people, but my brothers that came home, a lot of those guys talk about how they got ripped. It's just, like, I don't understand, like this lady told me one time she was a protester, but she's not protesting against the war, the soldiers, right? Mm-hmm. But how can you say that, and when you come home and you rip them, calling us baby killers? You can't,
Yes.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I was totally against the demonstration. I don't care if it was political or not. It wasn't. I mean, we were just, like me, I was told to go and I went. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with these guys, they went. Mm-hmm. So people should be proud of what they did, and it wasn't that way.
Exactly. I believe most of you guys were drafted, right?
Yeah, I was drafted, yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to interject.
Sure.
Yeah. If you learn anything. Yeah, it was, I can't even begin to, I know there's been a lot of theories. They say that this war, the participation of the United States was came about from a golf game between a certain president and a certain somebody. So I don't really know how true that is.
Sure.
Yeah. So how about now? Do you think there is a big difference?
Yes. In Nevada especially, we're treated very well. We're treated very well by the VA. And I'm treated very well here. I'm glad I'm in Nevada, Nevada right now because it's a good state for veterans. And I can see it by going and what we're doing with the chapters and things that are going on there. And it's a lot better now than it was. I think they were guilty, so they're trying to make it better. So.
Yeah.
But you just go on and just, it's amazing the involvement we get in it, though. How many, But everybody was different. Their story, every guy went over. Their stories are different.
Absolutely.
My story's different than the next guy.
Yes.
Correct.
Like you could have a guy sit here and it'd be different, and that's the way it was. We were only 19 years old when I went over there. Man.
Yep.
Coming off the beach of California, and you go and they throw you over there. It's a mind blowing thing.
Yeah.
So
Nobody expected that. All the atrocities that.
It's just. I mean, you had a chance. You don't get drafted. You either go forward or backwards. I stepped forward. Some guys went backwards. So that's the way it is. And I'm glad. I went. Like if I can interject this, is my brother was in the Navy. As soon as I went to Vietnam and came home from Vietnam, they sent him over. So he was there in the Navy on the river patrol boats for 16 months, and I was there so we were there quite a bit. And my poor family went through it, but
Oh, sure.
thank the good Lord, we both came home without a scratch.
Yeah. Do you have any relations
Sure.
that were in the Vietnam War?
Sure.
Courtney?
My stepfather, I can't remember what department he was in. I know it was Army, but I just remember him saying he was kind of on the lookout. He kind of sat outside of the base and was kind of on lookout. And he said he actually saw a group of monks light themselves on fire
Oh, my.
right in front of them as a protest to the war, the monks.
Yeah.
Just the sound. I mean, it's one thing to hear, but to know that you are in a place where you are literally a sitting duck. You are a 360. I mean, you are a target at 360. You know what I mean? So wherever it's coming up, down, below, near, side, there's no safe place. So, there was a lot of stories, and even at his passing, which was a couple years ago, he took some time to unburden. There were some things that he never told my mom or our family, until it was that time where he felt, you know what, this is, get off the pot, do it or get off the pot,
Right,
and I need to free myself out of this body and out of this guilt of whatever he had gone through. And it really gave me a perspective on how people relate to their traumas and how they process them.
Right.
Because I only knew him as my stepdad and how he reacted to life, through my living years. And now to find out just why, it gave me perspective on why he did things that he did and how he related to things the way he did. Because now I knew how else was he supposed to react? I mean, when you see things that are beyond what a human, that's not something you
Right.
can process.
Right.
Where do you put that? So trying to assimilate back into civilian life, that was very
That's
difficult.
very difficult.
Very difficult to kind of, I 1 minute I'm killing people and it's okay, and now I have to, go flip burgers or whatever. I'm just saying.
Right,
How do
right,
what am I
right.
supposed to do?
Right.
So yeah, it's given me quite a perspective, and I met Carl my whole life.
Yeah, I didn't,
No, it's just.
I didn't talk about, when I got back, I don't think I talked about it for 40 years. And then when I got around,
Really?
Oh my.
I kept it in that long, and then after that, I got into the Vietnam Vets of America, and it completely changed everything. So, but yeah, when you come back, when you're, you're so young, and you go over there and you're going to you go right from, like I said, from the beach to there, you see a completely different lifestyle. You don't know if you're going to come back.
Yeah.
You see people dying. It's not a thing that's not fair for people so young to do it, but we went and did it.
Yeah.
And the people got to understand, we were doing what we were told to do.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
think, people should understand that, man.
Yeah.
They should understand it's this one of those things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's just me. It's just
It is
Amazing.
true.
It's true.
It is true. I've heard, things, growing up for people, like that, and it's unreal. It really is unreal. But hopefully, by people have changed, and the treatment have actually changed. But we still need to disseminate this information so that people are aware
Yes.
of what's going on. Right?
yeah. I mean,
Yes.
it's been almost 50 years or so.
Yeah.
And it's making people really. It makes people know about the Vietnam War. They have a lot of good programs you could watch for the Vietnam War, and so it's really getting out there. And I think it's getting exposed because I get a lot of people who say, "Welcome home, thank you," and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yes,
I
yes.
appreciate
Good.
people acknowledging and doing that. Now.
Correct.
Now they could go in there and not even say nothing, and you're just a Vietnam vet, but it's not the way, man. So, and there's guys in our chapter, man. They're all good people, man. They're all
Right,
good people.
Right. And it's amazing that the issues and problems that they had Well, when they came home here, they started having issues, and it's still going on.
Yeah.
It's still going on. So, just to segue into that, so what are some of the problems of the Vietnam veterans here in our community? I know maybe PTSD. Can you talk of that? Have you seen?
Because Agent Orange is the problem, the main culprit of everything.
Yes.
Okay.
And Agent Orange, and yeah, we know the homeless is a problem.
Homelessness. Okay.
So we
Suicide.
work on that. And
PTSD.
PSD is the biggest problem. Sometimes it's hard about being president, working with people with PTSD, but that's a main culprit. Like I said, there's a lot of veterans out there need to go to the VA. They need to get their benefits. They need it. I don't care how much money you got. You deserve it.
Yes.
You went there. You deserve it. It's there for you.
That's
Go
right.
get it. That's just my. And another thing, if you have a claim in now, never give up. You got to fight. We never give up. That's all the best advice. It might take a while, but you'll eventually get it. But you got to fight.
Yeah. What are some of the issues of being exposed to Agent Orange that is still going on right now?
Well, I think
What?
I don't know really a whole lot about Agent Orange behind it, but it causes a lot of problems. It causes mental problems, it causes physical problems, it causes a lot of things.
I'm sorry, I will speak to that.
Yeah, sure.
We do have a veteran in the chapter who has definitely been exposed, and he is receiving some benefits for that. And he did share with me some of the side effects. He's had children. When he got back, he had children, and had a family. All of his children all had birth defects. All of them.
Wow.
Mental delays, developmental delays, and delays that they still struggle with today as adults. He had also mentioned that when the government was kind of put on the hot seat as to how dare you put this poison out, they just changed the names. So there's orange, purple, green, yellow. So we have this long list of agent in the whole color of the rainbow, to kind of deflect from, well, see, it wasn't Agent Orange. It's yellow, it's green, it's, what I mean? They just kept changing. So, and even with that veteran, he's struggling to get his full deserved benefits. At this point, it's a struggle for him. He's needing to return back several times and get advocates involved, just to have somebody just validate, yes, we did this and we're sorry, and here's how we're going to compensate you and your family, because none of his children were able to sire children. So he doesn't have anything past that, but chances are those children as well would have been affected, because it's now in the genetics. Like it's genetically altered.
Sure.
Their cellular level.
Correct.
So I think it's one of those ripple effects that you won't ever really fully get a grasp of.
Right.
And now it's just dangling out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess this is where the Vietnam Veterans of America come into play, because it helps the Vietnam War veterans to get benefits and to get awareness of what help they can get, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Vietnam Veterans of America and the local chapter?
Yeah, I've been there since before 26, about 15, I think. I'm not sure how long I've been there. Chapter 17 was established in around 85.
Okay.
And we have our forefathers, the guys that started, did it right. We have our own chapter hall. We own everything as far as the chapter we own, the property we own, and it just makes it a lot easier. We have a swimming pool in back, so it makes it easier. Now the goal is to get more members, more members to sign up, and have more functions and more type of activities at our chapter, because we have the room to do it. Like this Veterans Fair she'll talk about.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And what I'm trying to do is get more involvement, more build our our membership up more. Now we do, as far as what we do, we give to the homeless. We do stand downs. We have ROTC we give money to. We give money to the veterans courts. We give money to the service dogs and a lot more. But we haven't done much because of the COVID, but now we are, we'll be. So we do reach out to a lot of veterans.
Okay.
Yeah, we reach out and
that is a very hard task, really, because a lot of people sometimes, if they're in their own, especially the older people too, they don't want to be bothered. But, being part of a chapter, helps with the networking and getting to know people who were in the same
that's it.
situation.
It's a camaraderie.
Like you were.
It is. It's true.
Right.
So we have a wheelchair program too that we do.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yeah, we have a real good wheelchair. So vets need wheelchairs. They can call us, and if you're a veteran, we have wheelchairs for you. So we do that
Wheelchairs,
too.
Electric.
Okay.
And electric, we have really
The
we have
real
electric
fancy
wheelchairs.
ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
the phone number to your chapter, which will be
Wonderful. Please
flashing
share.
on the screen earlier. So we talked a lot about the benefits of becoming a member, and so I know that there are a lot of resources out there. So can you speak about the resources of
For the chapter?
for the chapter, or the resources for veterans in general
Well,
that they can?
I can talk about our resources.
Yeah,
as
go
far as
ahead.
what we
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
We deal with a store called Charleston Outlet,
Charleston Outlet.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
and we have 2 bins there. And what we do is we bin, and then they come and do pickups and everything. They pay us so much money, I can't really say what it is,
Sure.
but we we get so much money a month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so much money a year. Okay, and so for we get I'll say we get $8,000 a month. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
20% goes to the chapter, 80% goes to the veterans. That's how it works.
And so those bins are
Yeah.
for collection of
Yes.
donations?
Yes.
You can't
Okay.
believe.
Wow.
You can't believe how much.
Wow.
You can't believe how much stuff we get. People are gracious for the veterans. How much they give us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. Homeless guy went into Charleston Outlet, robbed and burned it down and shut it down.
Oh,
They haven't been open for like 2 months, and they're going to open up in September because they burned it and burned everything.
Wow.
So what we did at Chapter 17, we rented storage spaces, and every day we empty those bins and take it. And I'm going on my 4th storage bin, so we got
Oh,
a
wow.
lot. So when they open up, we have a lot of stuff for them.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
what Chapter 17
Yeah.
is doing,
Okay.
but
All right. Well,
stuff like that.
That's very nice.
Isn't that something?
That's good. And
Given to the community.
Given to the community.
Exactly.
Given by the community
Yes.
and given,
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It
It's,
is.
We get phone calls every day. Furniture. We
Yeah.
don't do furniture now. They can't, but.
clothes.
We have another gentleman that picks up furniture and takes it to the Air Force. And I mean, there's a lot of other things that we do, but I think that's the main thing is.
Do you have like help with funeral services as well?
Yeah, we have
You
a
go
chaplain, we have an honor guard, we have all that stuff. If a veteran dies, they're taken care of completely.
Yes.
You know, as long as they do it at the Boulder Cemetery, we'll get everything. They have an honor guard, the whole thing.
Yeah. So when Courtney called me and said, "Hey, I want to talk about this project of mine," so I know, Courtney, you're very well involved in the community, and I'm sure. What is your involvement with this? And I'm sure you can speak about maybe the different resources that are available
Sure.
to the veterans.
I sure will. So part of my leadership role at Covenant Hospice as a business development director, we initiated our placement with the We Honor Veterans program. So there is a program, it's called the We Honor Veterans Partnership. It's through the VA, and that allows any hospice in the state of Nevada to become accredited, if you will. It is a 5-star accreditation, and you can, go as quickly or as slowly as you would like. And basically, and just to be clear, any agency can serve veterans. I don't want to, seclude that or exclude that, excuse me. But with the We Honor Veteran program, part of their commitment is to educate agencies such as Covenant Hospice and other hospices in town to the specific needs that veterans have. It is, again, PTSD, unburdening, soul injury, mortal injury. I mean, there are so many challenges that our veterans have that is different from, a layperson or a civilian. Again, there are traumas for civilians, but it's far different for veterans. So becoming educating your staff and community outreach and such. And that is how I met Carl at Chapter 17. It was one of my, hey, you know what? My stepfather passed, and truly loved him dearly. And if there was if there was a group of people that were within my soul, that was somebody that I, was an advocate for, it would be the Vietnam veterans. So I met Carl, and we've been buddies ever since. It's just been amazing. I've learned so much about just the life of a soldier and the experiences, and everybody is extremely welcoming and forthcoming if they do feel inclined to share. I have heard countless very personal stories from our veteran brothers at the Chapter 17, and I am completely honored. So whatever I can do to help is what I'm doing. Which is me becoming a resource, and back to your question with resources, getting connected with advocates and VSOs, which are the agents within the VA that will get individuals' claims sent through and help people get updates and help fight for them and with them. There are several agencies within the VA that are there to help. It's bureaucratic, and there's a lot of levels, and there's a lot of paperwork, which can be daunting, and with this digital age, like you were saying, the veteran, average age 60 to 70, no offense, but maybe that's not something that they're spending much time on. They're kind of more with the rotary phone, you know what I mean? So, having those people to advocate for them and help them walk through that is, is priceless, and it's an honor. The Agent Orange and the burn pits. I mean, I know that's not a Vietnam veteran issue, but I mean, just for soldiers in general, those are coming up for the Iraqi veterans. So, it seems that each veteran, kind of comes back with their own specific, issues to the war.
Sure.
But yeah, that's how we met. The membership drive and the vendor fair that we're having on July 31st.
I was going to ask you about that, but do you have anything for families, the family support for the families of the veterans?
Yes, there are agencies within the VA that are geared to more centered for veteran and spouse. Because there are benefits for spouses. In addition to that, there are some for dependents, and the insurance side of things for dependents. That would kind of be the more familial side. But they do dedicate agents within the VA for veteran and spouse. Most definitely.
Right.
Yes.
There's a lot of help out there if you want to go.
There is. You have to find it.
Especially here in Nevada.
And Nevada is a place of who, not what you know, but who you know. And it is a networking community, and you just you hope you brush shoulders with that guy that knows the guy that knows the guy, and that's just how you navigate. And I'm so glad to meet the guy. I got the guy.
That is one thing to say about our community is people are so generous over here. Yeah. And I see that with some of the things that we ask for, or support, donations, support.
And that's amazing,
isn't it?
Yes.
It's just like I wanted to tell you that we have a fireworks booth every year.
Yes.
And my son, he just tears up. He knows all about them, so he works that week with us. But we do, our chapter has, we have our own booth, we have our own property. So we don't have to pay out all
Yeah.
See, we don't pay nothing but for the fireworks.
I think
So
I have
we-
a picture that I can show, flash on the screen about your property. So we'll
Yes,
show it
it's
in
beautiful,
and
please.
then,
It's
uh,
a beautiful home.
So that's one good fundraiser for us. We made I think we put in about $7,000 this year.
Oh,
we made
wow.
about 15, but we netted about. So that's a really good fundraiser for us.
Oh, that's good.
So
Yeah, and you have an upcoming event, right?
yeah.
So,
this one is our first one, and
Yes,
I'm
it
really
is.
excited about
Yes,
it.
it is.
And how the response we're getting is amazing.
so tell us all about this event.
well, first of all, I want to talk about the ladies that are in the meeting doing this. Joyce and Stephanie Malone, they're realtors, they're friends of mine. They started the idea about doing this. And then we have Linda, she's the president of AVBA. She started, and me and we just picked up another. But they've really worked to get this thing started. So I want to give my props to them.
Yes.
And Courtney too. I'm not forgetting.
Yes.
But I don't want her head to get too big.
I don't got much room.
So, but I'll let Courtney explain it. But I'm just saying,
Sure.
this is
Yes.
our first one, and I hope it goes.
I think it's going to go very well.
It is. We're so excited.
So what is it, Courtney?
So we, with a partnership with other vendors in the community, we put a mass invite to agencies within the VA and civilian agencies that service our veterans that are to their unique needs and challenges. So we have an array of vendors that will be there that day. At this point, last count was 16.
Awesome.
We have a snow cone machine out front to keep us cool.
What's the name of this event?
Oh, it's going to be the Vietnam Veteran Membership and Vendor Drive.
Okay, we're going to flash your
Membership
flyer
drive.
on
Yeah,
screen.
please.
Yes. So
So we have definitely Realty One, which was our dear friends Joyce and Stephanie will be there.
Right,
Covenant
right.
Hospice will have a booth. But we also have Janet, and what she does is she trains dogs for our veterans PTSD specific training.
Nice.
And she has access to grants and a lot of funding for our veterans. And it is amazing what she's doing in the community.
I want to talk to her.
Oh my gosh, yes. We have real estate and loan specialists for those who want to use their VA certificate for housing. We have a loan specialist coming. Oh my gosh, we have VA advocates. We have the Armed Forces Chamber of Commerce coming. We have some health, some individuals that sell health items, supplements, etc.
Sure. When is this and where?
This will be at the actual chapter, which is 6424 West Cheyenne Avenue. We will be starting, it'll be from 10 to 2 on a Saturday. Please bring your families. We will have, again, a snow cone machine, vendor truck, and we'll have barbecue, basic barbecue food, and just a walk around the property, introduce you to all the vendors. There will be Agent Orange booth. There'll be the veteran reporter, the newspaper. I mean, it's just going to be full of
That's
agents and
good.
advocates for veterans. And we don't want anybody to leave without having their questions answered or without them, and if they do have something that we don't have right on hand, we will get them the answer. This is about the community, and this is about getting the word out to Vietnam veterans that it is okay. It's safe. It's a safe place. These are your brothers and sisters, as we said, that had fought with you and understand you more than anybody else on this planet can, is your camaraderie with your brothers. So,
Right.
getting that membership and that information out there is why we're doing this. This will be our first, not last.
Right.
I hope we can do many more of these.
Yeah,
but
for sure,
yes.
for sure. So it'll be on July 31st
Yes.
from 10 to 2 at Chapter 17 of the VVA, correct?
Yes.
And so if you, as a vendor, you would be interested to join, who would they call?
Oh my goodness, they can text me. I can definitely,
We have the
you can
number,
put my
the
number,
number
on
the
there.
flyer. Is this okay?
Please give me a call. Stephanie, I believe, has her number on there as well. But if not, you can always call the chapter. because this guy's going to answer. And he knows what's going on. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be there.
He'll be there.
Very good. Okay, so I hope this is going to be one of many.
Me too.
And, would be happy to help disseminate that information.
Thank you.
So aside from this, how can the community help the Vietnam veterans?
That's a good question. I just, they do such a tremendous job here already. How they can do is just support them. Just support a Vietnam vet. Just, hey, welcome home on a, because that makes them guys feel wanted.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by doing more with the community, it reaches out. It just reaches out for Chapter 17, and that's what we're trying to do, is reach out.
Yeah.
So that's my right, but
Courtney?
Yeah, I would, to piggyback off that, recognizing, when you do see a veteran and they are usually very proud wearing a hat or a jacket or a pin, just kind of recognize the colors. It's green, yellow, red. It is okay to stop and say thank you for your service. You may get a mixed response because for some, that may not be what they want to hear. However, just you putting that forward and you caring enough to say, like you said, welcome home, or thank you for your service, thank you for your bravery.
Right.
We can't imagine, but they just thank you. And that, I think that does more than anything anybody else could do, because it was so poorly received when they came home.
Correct.
That any retribution, if you will, recognizing that and being different and saying thank you, that makes a world of difference.
Makes a world of difference.
It does. Right. It acknowledges their experience, and that's what we all want that.
Yeah, see, people have to understand PTSD. It just affects everybody differently, and some people are nice, some aren't, or they're in between.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. But it's just you just kind of try and look over that. But I mean, here in Nevada, it's been amazing. The VA here has done a wonderful job in my book.
Wonderful job.
Everybody used to have bad things, not here. They took care of my brother, and they took care of me. They're really, to me, man, they're right on.
Good.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and when it's like Veterans Day or whatever, my husband makes it a point to wear his Marine Corps service, whatever. And before, he's not used to saying thank you. So when the different wars, the different veterans of different wars, we used to go in the airport and they would come in and we would clap and thank you for your service. But this didn't happen with the Vietnam veterans. And so now that he's wearing, so we're like, oh, wow, they actually thanked me. So it really is a testament to the service that you had provided.
Yeah, it's fulfilling. Really, it is. When you go back to when we got here and how it was now till now, it's really, really awesome, man. Yeah. And I, for one, man, it just drives me to just keep doing it. Yeah. And, in Chapter 17 where we want it to be, and it's going to be there. Yeah.
That's good.
And you're more welcome to come to our.
Please.
I'm telling my husband, we're going there.
Yes,
I'd love to see
tell him.
We'll see. Okay, well, do you have anything else to add?
Only that it's truly been an honor working with the veterans. I've learned so much, and I am so grateful and thankful for this opportunity, and thank you for letting us share the word. I hope there are veterans listening, and I hope that they go to bed tonight, knowing, my gosh, thank you for thanking me. Like go to bed with just a little extra little spunk, just knowing that we care and that there are resources, and do call the chapter if you're depressed or you're having issues. There is somebody there that cares. suicide the rate is insane, and there are ways to prevent that. And that all starts with just letting somebody know.
Right.
Just share, let somebody know, because we do care.
So, Carl, what is the phone number to the chapter? And I know we're going to flash that on screen.
It's 702-388-1446. Oh, no. I got the wrong number. That's to the store. I'm so used to it.
Sure, it's okay.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not somebody who called.
Are you having a senior moment,
Yeah.
Carl?
Oh, yeah. How'd you know that?
So,
The best number to call is my number.
Yes.
Because just call my 702-401-8038.
okay.
And call me and I'll take care of everything because we're not there all the time.
Okay.
So if you call me, I can take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does know how to text, and he does. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
So you're good.
I'm not a tech guy. But
And a new website's coming. You just wait and see.
Oh,
We're going to have to teach you how to dictate to your phone.
I know. I'm working on it.
my son does a good job showing me. But I just want to say about Chapter 17.
Yes.
If you're a former member of Chapter 17, I welcome you back. I wish you'd come back.
Yes.
That's all I
All
have to
right.
say.
All right.
Well
All
said.
right. Very good. Now,
Thank you. I appreciate everything.
no problem. And thank you. Thank you very much, Carl, Mr. Carl Bartlett
Yes.
and Ms. Courtney Kaplan
Yes.
for joining our program tonight. You certainly have enlightened us, our listeners, on the needs of our Vietnam veterans. So thank you so much for
Welcome.
all
Thank
you do.
you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And to our listeners, we leave you with this. Of the 2,709,000 Americans who served in Vietnam, less than 850,000 are estimated to be alive today. The Vietnam veterans were treated with disdain and were essentially shunned once they returned from the war. Unlike the hero status that we give to our other war veterans, these soldiers who served in Vietnam were portrayed as baby killers, psychos, drug addicts, warmongers. It's really horrible. Out of the 1.6 million who fought in Vietnam, nearly 750,000 of them became homeless, and even more had committed suicide.
Yeah.
In fact, according to Illinois University, there are more Vietnam veterans that have committed suicide after the war than those who died in it. That's staggering statistics. 700,000 veterans suffered from PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. And the war was slow to take action on PTSD to provide veterans with help because of the public's general disapproval of this entire war. Many veterans have recounted their first days at home with police officers escorting them around because of the anti-war protests. But things have changed, and with the help of organizations like the Vietnam Veterans of America and the supporters like Covenant Hospice, I should say, organizations that create awareness to the issues the Vietnam veterans have, the public has begun to view these veterans as victims because of the shocking mental health problems that many of them have endured.
Yes.
So let us express our thanks to the Vietnam veterans for their service and help support them and give them the care and respect that they deserve. Thank you so much for tuning into the program. Thank you for giving us the privilege of your time. This is Doris Bauer, your FilipiNARS host, signing off for now.
The Philippine Nurses Association of Nevada has just brought you FilipiNARS, news and features about the Filipino American nursing community and beyond on PHLV Radio.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.